Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome today. We're going to be talking about a lot of sports stuff. First off, we got NFL free agency, talking about all the different stuff going on, especially some new stuff, especially Lamar Jackson. We got March Madness, World Baseball Classic opening day coming up tomorrow. And then also, we're going to be ending it off with the NBA postseason and certain projections going on there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 272 Sports Talk. My name is Peyton Rhodes.
I'm Matt Kelm.
I'm Augie Guglielmo.
We got our two in the back as well. Introduce yourselves. Alrighty.
Nice.
Glad all y'all could be here today. Very fun things to do on a Wednesday evening.
Oh, yeah.
Day.
Wednesday day.
Oh,
We got a
yeah.
good crew back there.
Oh yeah. Real trustworthy. Make sure
They-
they don't do nothing wrong back
They're
there.
going to hold us down.
Let's see. All right, so starting off, the NFL free agency. It's been real interesting picking up along around here. What y'all been seeing? How's y'all's teams done in the free agency?
My favorite team's the Jets, so I've
Oof.
been going for some type of
You
ride.
poor soul.
Just yeah.
Poor
So when
soul.
Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show, I was so pumped. But yeah, it's just I'm just waiting for the trade to be official. I don't know what's the holdup.
Yeah,
Something with trade
true.
compensation, but
True Aaron Rodgers fashion. Likes
Yeah,
to make it
he's-
real dramatic. All these damn drugs he likes to do all of a sudden.
darkness
See,
retreat.
Yeah, his darkness retreat seems it didn't do a whole lot of nothing
Ayahuasca.
for him. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna come out of that. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna tell y'all. No, nothing. Didn't
Jets-
say a damn thing.
Jets fans, for once, aren't depressed, right?
That is true. Y'all.
Jets fans
They
are.
did make some good signings this year.
Yeah.
They got some good weapons for whoever the hell their quarterback's going to be. Hopefully not Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
God forbid. I'd feel
Can't
bad for
believe
y'all.
He's still the QB2 right now.
It's crazy how some quarterbacks could come from college balling out and they come in the NFL and absolutely shit a break.
Yeah.
Like, when
He
he's
made
able,
like one throw at his combine, and everyone was
yeah, that's the thing I've seen, especially with the NFL draft coming up. He kind of reminds me of Will Levis of Kentucky. Yeah, even because I watch a lot of SEC ball. He even during the season, him, Anthony Richardson from Florida, they are. I mean, they got the stuff to be good, but they're not
They need to
exactly.
develop.
Yeah, they didn't really show much like pizzazz or whatever in teams. I mean, their teams were very mediocre. I mean, Florida went like 6-6 or something like that. Kentucky was a little over 500, but I don't know. I mean, there could be some diamonds in the rough, but I don't know. For my team specifically, the good old Denver Broncos. Yeah. A lot of ups, mostly downs.
Sean
but-
Payton.
yeah, we did. We picked up Sean Payton. That was great. I'm very happy about that. Of course, I was also happy about our last guy and saw how that went. He is something else, man. And
Broncos
got-
country.
we are Broncos country is not riding very well. We have fallen off the horse and just sitting on the ground. But
How do you feel about Russell Wilson this year?
God, oh my God. I think as long as we get what we're supposed to do, our other guy's gone. Sean Payton, I believe he can get Russ turning around. Maybe don't do any more high knees in the airplane aisle. That didn't really do much for us at all. But, I mean, we picked up some good guys. We signed Zach Allen from the Cardinals, good defensive end. Picked up some offensive line, which has been a big thing for us. Our line's not been very good. We've got Mike McGlinchey from the 49ers, a good offensive tackle, and Ben Powers from the Ravens as a guard. And we've also picked up Samaje Perine, who I think would hopefully do something with our banged-up running back core. And then we also just recently signed Marquez Callaway from the Saints. So we're picking up guys. We're looking good. Our receiving core is going to be good.
You guys were shopping.
We were shopping.
Judy.
Yeah, I was terrified
Yeah,
because he's like my favorite guy.
stud.
Being
He's a stud.
being a Bama guy, I just please
Yeah.
don't take him away from me because I have his jersey. I don't want to not wear his jersey anymore. I need that.
I had to stop getting Jet jerseys because I have an Elijah Moore,
Oh,
Sam
man.
Darnold, and Jamal Adams
Oh,
one,
it's pain.
and
It's absolutely pain.
I can't buy anymore.
At least not a Le'Veon Bell, right?
No. No.
Yeah, it could be worse. You could be a Browns
Yeah.
fan, or
Yeah.
could have like 20
It's
different
bad.
quarterback jerseys.
That's like $300 down the drain. Jerseys.
So I
Sucks.
stick to my Braves. We'll get onto that later. But also another big one, Derek Carr
Okay.
going down to the Saints. What do y'all think about how he
Yeah.
could do down there?
I've never been a big fan of Derek Carr.
Mm.
Not gonna lie. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more of a shotgun quarterback. You know,
Mm.
not. I mean, I like Lamar Jackson. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. He's dope. But
Yeah.
Derek Carr, I could live without him.
He's reliable. Like you can definitely work with him.
Mm.
He's someone that you can't like. You're not gonna be like praying that he actually does good. He's definitely got the stuff to do it, and he has weapons. He'll have Kamara. He'll have some other receivers. He's got Olave. Like he'll have the guys to do it. It's just will he be able to do it? That's the big
Yeah.
question.
He was rumored to the Jets, and I was
Mhm.
just like, I wasn't sure about him, but like as a fan of the Jets, I was just like, anything is better than what we have right now. So like, I'm just trying to get what I can.
Yeah.
But he's like he's not mid, but he's like,
He's above average.
yeah, he's like,
above average. Yeah.
He had his year.
He
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
but
I think, and of course, also with him, they're not in exactly a very hard division
No,
either.
they
I
could
mean,
win
you
the
got what?
division.
You have the Falcons, like
Bucks.
Bucks. I mean, yeah, and
Panthers.
especially Tom Brady's gone. Like, dude, that's very doable. That's a very not very good team, so he can definitely do it. Now, the other big question that just happened recently, Lamar Jackson, what he wants to do, what he thinks his worth is, him requesting a trade the other day.
See, I didn't even know about this. You guys told me about
Yeah.
this morning. That I didn't know
Very
about that.
happened. I think yesterday. I think I
Uh,
believe it was
yeah.
yesterday.
Mm.
It's very recent. It's been a lot of drama with around Lamar Jackson and the Ravens for the last honestly couple months. Because I mean, how long did he sit? Did he sit out a few games? I can't remember if he did. Or
He
not.
didn't play the playoff game
Yeah, he
because
didn't
of his
sit.
injury, but
Mhm.
like
Mm.
He's just kind
he's
of
just trying to
milking it
get
a little
paid.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to get hurt.
Is it coaching? Is it front office? What is
I
it?
mean, he's not getting. He's according to him, he's not getting the money that he thinks that he's worth.
So front office.
But
yeah.
a little bit, yeah, a little front office, and a little egotistical. Like, I mean, of course, easy for me to say. If I just give me 10,
Yeah.
10 mil,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
take a nice 10 mil
I'll do anything.
and go out there. It'd be great. I wouldn't even care. But I mean, starting quarterbacks. I mean, the guy he has produced very well for the Ravens. So I mean, I understand him wanting a lot of money, but I mean, I guess it comes in today production, playoff stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's up to them.
He doesn't have an agent. I think his like mom or he represents
Yeah.
himself. So
think
like
so.
That's a problem.
Yeah,
That's a
I
problem
think-
right there.
That could also
I
because
think
he's.
I could be so wrong, but I think they all like he got off. He was asking for like, or the Ravens offered him like 3 years,
Mhm.
133 mil. But the problem is he wants it fully guaranteed,
Yeah.
and that's just like if he gets hurt, then they still have to pay him all that money, and that's
Yeah.
just a
I mean,
big commitment
I
to a
would
guy
get
that
it.
could get hurt.
I mean, I would get it because I mean, if you think about it, like Josh Allen's getting paid all of
Yeah.
this money. I mean, honestly, they've produced just about the same for the most
Yeah.
part. I mean, of course, the Bills have gone a lot deeper than the Falcons have in the playoffs, but at the same time, they still haven't won any kind of championships. They've won their division a few times, so that's really about it. But I mean, where do you think? Where could you see him possibly getting traded to? Maybe.
There was like I remember when it first came out, like all the frustration, and he was like no teams were interested in him.
Mm.
The Falcons said they weren't interested in like they fully came out and said that
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder is going to be the starting quarterback. I think
but-
yesterday or this morning. That's kind of whatever, but we talked earlier. I think the Colts is a really good fit.
Mhm. Yeah, I could definitely see him landing at
yeah.
the Colts possibly.
I mean, the Colts have I think they have like a top 5 pick, top 6 maybe. So
Yeah, I say either them, or possibly maybe the Raiders because
Okay.
they just picked up Stidham. I picked up Jared Stidham
and Garoppolo.
and Garoppolo. Yeah, so
Jimmy
I
G.
mean, yeah, Jimmy G.
He's
I don't know. I feel like because I know my dad says I'm like you could throw me out there and be a quarterback for the 49ers last year and he probably could have took him to the Super Bowl. I mean, like they were obviously loaded, but I mean Jimmy G. He's shown that he could do it.
I got a soft spot for Jimmy G. I'm a
Yeah.
Pats fan.
Okay,
So-
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And speaking on that, I don't think the Pats are interested in Lamar Jackson,
No.
which I looked up and I saw, which, I mean, I'm fine with. I don't really care that
Yeah.
much. Like I said about Lamar Jackson before,
Mhm.
great running game, but I'm more of a traditional Brady shotgun, Hail Mary if we need to.
Yeah.
But I did want to bring up Juju Smith is
Mhm.
probably the only notable thing that I saw from the Pats.
Yeah, they did
I
pick him up.
I
yeah.
wrote that down as one of my favorite moves. Like he's he's better than what people think.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that's like huge because you guys just lost Kobe Myers, and what he brings to the table could be good for Mac Jones' development. He's
Yeah.
kind of in a make or break year, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and he was on the Bucks last year, right? I'm not
Juju?
tripping. Yeah, Juju.
No, he was
the
on
Chiefs.
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Who else did the Chiefs have for receivers?
They had him, Miko Hardman, and who was the other guy?
MVS, Marquez Valdez Scantling.
Yeah.
I forget what game I was watching, but it must have been a Chiefs
Kelsey.
game.
Yeah, the Chiefs had like the most mid receiving core, and they still
It just shows you what
Mr.
really good
Patrick
quarterback.
Yeah.
shows you what Kermit the
Like-
Frog at quarterback can do
Yeah.
for you, man. He's
Disgusting.
he's gross.
I was gonna say I didn't see a lot from Juju,
Mhm.
but I'm happy with the move.
I can tell you from my fantasy numbers, he did not do quite that much. He did all right, but it wasn't enough for me to actually win my fantasy group.
No.
God
Damn,
forbid.
damn.
My poor fantasy team, man. There's so many injuries. It was in the dirt.
This is like the first year in I don't know how many years I didn't do fantasy football.
Yeah.
Really?
I did fantasy basketball this year.
It's
Always.
honestly like I've been doing fantasy football for over like 10 years
I've been
now.
doing it for
I like
quite
don't
some
even
time.
remember.
It's basically traditional.
yeah,
It's more like it's
like-
part of the routine. You just
Yeah.
got to put it in there.
I,
But
I just started a dynasty league, so there's like
Mhm.
25 rounds, and I got to
Oh,
draft rookies
God.
now. It's
Shit.
ridiculous.
Jesus
I just always forget to look at it. You know,
Yeah.
Fair.
same thing with. I mean, I do basketball,
Yeah.
fantasy basketball, and I just forget to look at
Yeah,
every
you-
fantasy.
I'm hoping I learned my mistake of not drafting Justin Herbert anymore. My God, he is the definition of mid last year. My Jesus Christ, every damn week, 14 points. Yeah, throw in a little 20-pointer, back down to like 10. I'm just like dude, you gotta give me something. He was throwing like no touchdown passes. I mean, our running back, I think,
Eckler.
Eckler. I don't even think is he there anymore?
He asked for a
He
trade.
did request
so
a trade, so I don't know if anything will come out of that or not. But
We'll see.
there's no telling. Let's see. NFL draft. What are you thinking there? Who you're hoping to hopefully pick up?
That's all above me, man. There's
Yeah.
too many damn picks in the NFL draft.
Yeah, I mean, is there any specific spots that you would like your team to put some focus into? Maybe
Is Max healthy, right? Or is Mac?
Yeah.
Mac Jones, yeah, and you got
Mhm.
him, and then what's the kid's name from
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey-
from
Bailey
Western
Zappi,
Kentucky,
basically.
I think.
basically two Mac Joneses.
Yeah, we're good. We're good on QB
Yeah,
with
For now.
Juju. I mean,
I think
guess you-
I think you could strengthen your receiving core a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Pats in the
'cause-
past like 3 or 4 years have had a
Yeah.
really bad receiving
They were
core.
looking into Hopkins. I
Odell
thought.
is also
Really?
still a free
And, like,
agent. Odell Beckham is still
I
a
don't
free
think
agent.
anyone wants him though.
Fair. I mean, fair.
I'll
No
take him.
offense. I mean, I would take him.
I
no,
still
but
say to
I
this
just
day,
don't think
if
the
he
teams
doesn't
want
make that one handed catch or
Yeah,
whatever,
he's not-
he is
nothing.
not the same guy. He doesn't get on the cover of Madden. He
Yeah.
doesn't have all these kind of whatever deals. He just been some other
He-
probably juju.
I'll give him credit. He did have like his rookie year. He was really good, and then
He
I
did
think it
play
was
pretty good.
2016. He had a good year, and then 2019 he had like 1,000 yards
Yeah.
and 4 touchdowns with
Like
Baker.
he's
but like
productive,
he's been,
but like he wasn't. Like,
he's not like a top.
crazy. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
How many years was he with Manning?
I think like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think something
could
like
be.
that.
And that's Eli's like end of his
Yeah,
career.
so-
So I was gonna say, could it be because he was on the Giants? You know,
Yeah.
what if he was with Brady? What if he was with?
Honestly, he really hasn't had like a really good quarterback. Like he
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Matt Stafford, but like
Mm.
that was for 1 year. and he got
Overpaid
hurt.
Matt Stafford always.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford had his 1 year, man, and it's my God, I don't know what happened to the
Yeah,
Rams last
I mean,
year.
the Rams are abysmal, but I'll take whatever they're doing after one
Mhm.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of surprising how like it seems like as soon as Cooper Kupp got hurt, just everything went in the tank
Mhm.
for them. Of course, that sucks. I had him on my fantasy team as well, so that was fantastic. But I don't know. I'm sure they'll probably pick something up. I mean, they signed I'm trying to remember who all they signed, but I think they lost a handful
Traded
of guys.
Jalen Ramsey.
They did
to the
change
Dolphins.
Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins. That is another team I'm interested to see this year. Is Tua gonna come back and not have a spasm on the field from
That
his
was-
3,000th concussion?
That
That is a whole debacle going on.
The
over
Dolphins are good, and I hate to say it as a Patriots
Yeah.
fan.
They-
They're our rivals,
that
but
division
they're good.
is like the Pats could be anyone in that division just because of Belichick and like Bills, Josh Allen. Jets
the
are
division is very
and
overlooked.
yeah.
It's very overlooked now because
Mm.
the
It was
Jets
very
are
good
actually
last year,
yeah the
too.
Jets are actually competitive now. The Dolphins are finally competitive. The Pats are the Pats. I mean they're still competitive, but they're
Yeah.
not what they used to
Definitely.
be. And then of course the Bills are the Bills. So I mean
That
the
division is
Bills. I
sad.
think the Bills and the Dolphins will be the teams to beat this year in that division. And I would like to see Tua prove all the haters wrong, man. He gets so much slander for no reason, man. I get it, yeah. He doesn't have the craziest arm, but it's kind of hard to hit Tyreek Hill in stride when he's 60 yards downfield running a 4.0 flat. Like, I mean, he's got some of the best receivers.
He's got arguably two of the fastest receivers in the NFL.
Waddle, they're
4.3.
absolutely steamrolling people. But I don't know. I mean, the whole concussion stuff that happened with their training staff, and then they had a bunch of off-season crap happen even before the season with their head coach, I think, or the one guy like sued him.
The young head coach.
Yeah, the one guy like sued him because he thought that they didn't hire him because he was black or whatever.
Oh, Brian Flores.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of crap.
They also
going on.
lost their. There was like this whole scenario. They were trying to like get Brady from the Bucks, and like they lost their like first round pick, and like they fined the owner, and then, like I think if they didn't get caught, I think it was like tampering or something. If they didn't caught, like I fully believe Brady would have been a Dolphin.
Definitely a possibility. But we're gonna move on now. We're going to one of the biggest things happening right now, as we are at the end of March. It is March Madness.
March Madness.
Good old March Madness. Everyone loves a good old, absolutely nuked bracket.
We're at the Final Four.
My bracket is absolutely destroyed because for some reason all these random teams want to be good all of a sudden. So first ever Final Four without a 1 seed, 2 seed, or a 3 seed ever. It's the first time it ever happened. No blue bloods in the Final Four, unlike last year. It was all blue bloods with Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, and Villanova. Now it's a whole different ball game.
Hey, can we call UConn a blue blood? Come on.
I saw something that was
Can we call UConn a blue blood? I'm from Connecticut. Can we call UConn a blue blood? We used to be.
I think they're kind of on the edge. They're kind of borderline because I mean, like they've won their natties, they've had their fun, but they're still. I don't think they're on the same tier as Kansas and.
That's our damn football team. Our football team sucks. So you can't.
Yeah. We will be seeing them next fall because your boy here will be playing at UConn next year. That'd be fantastic.
You're
transferring? No.
Oh no.
We're playing.
Okay.
I'm not transferring, guys. Don't worry. No. I'm not going nowhere. No worry. Not yet. Just kidding. Maybe. But we will be playing UConn, so we'll be there.
Cool.
But yeah, we got UConn in there. We got
UConn's
San
playing
Diego
Miami.
State, Miami,
and FAU.
and FAU, man.
That's crazy.
Who would have thought FAU would be in a Final Four?
Exactly. And FAU beat FDU, who was the upset, who beat Purdue, the number one.
Yeah.
And FDU is in our
conference.
Conference. So that's kind of crazy.
We had someone from our conference beat on 1 seed, man. And it's cool, but my God, you hurt my bracket, you assholes. It's
Peyton, I never told you this, Peyton, but I did have Alabama winning this year.
I did too.
Alabama. The 1 year I believed my team could finally win a March Madness. No, we just had to shoot absolutely. Like we look like Russell Westbrook out there trying to shoot 3-pointers against whoever we lost. Damn San Diego State.
Yeah.
We don't know. Just all of a sudden don't know how to shoot a ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of saw it coming. I mean, throughout the season, Alabama was kind of inconsistent at times, but it is what it is. We had our fun. We won the SEC tournament and the regular season, so that was cool. How's y'all's brackets looking?
I made like 3. I made one just for like random, but like I made a serious one. It was in a pool with 36 people.
Yeah.
I came 34th.
Oof.
Damn.
So
That's pain.
I had Bama, UCLA, Duke, and Houston in my Final Four, so they were all bounced. Before,
I also
the Sweet 16.
I also had 3, but 2 of them were very similar. I had one where I had Marquette winning the whole thing.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Golden Eagles.
Yeah, that was painful. But my Final Four was Bama, it was Bama, Gonzaga. Who is the other one? If I say real quick, it was Bama, Gonzaga, Texas, and Purdue. That was my Final Four for one of mine. And I believe, what was my other one? Bama, Marquette, Xavier, and Gonzaga. That was my main one. I had those 4 as my main ones. But yeah, Xavier they lost to Texas, which was not good because in my my group thing that I had, my family does a group thing where we have all our brackets in there, and my girlfriend had hers in there, and she picked Texas to win. So, and everyone else in my family had Alabama winning. So,
wow.
Yeah, she wins, basically.
Damn.
Yeah.
I had Alabama playing Marquette and then
Mm-hmm.
Houston playing Kansas.
See, I honestly I knew Houston was gonna be one of those fraud 1 seed
Who'd
teams.
they
Fraud
lose
teams.
to?
There was Miami that they lost
that's
to.
right.
Yes, they lost to Miami. I actually picked Miami beating them, so I did have
Yeah.
that one picked. I had that one right.
I have a boy that goes to Miami. He is hyped right
Oh, really?
now.
Yeah, it's
and
I'm sure the
insane.
parties are going absolutely.
he is hyped. And there's some
Crazy
bad blood
doing.
because I like UConn. You know what I mean? So now
Yeah.
it's gonna be
It's gonna be
an
Oh,
interesting
that's
game.
gonna be real fun.
Who do you guys have in the Final Four?
Well, so
Who coming out?
I would want
I don't
UConn.
know.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm picking right now. And
I
what I was
don't-
gonna
it's
say before
so-
is I made a second bracket where I
Yeah.
have UConn winning it.
Wow.
So
It's
That's just 'cause I love
interesting.
UConn.
I think I have. So I made my prediction. I think UConn's gonna beat Miami
Mhm.
okay,
because I was saying if who they'd play to get into the Final Four.
UConn or Miami?
UConn.
They
Who was it?
play
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
All right, let's hear it.
Let's
What
hear
do
it,
you got? What
Danielle.
do you got?
we can't hear you, Danielle.
You gotta get close to your mic. Come on now. Still can't
We-
hear.
we-
Now we can.
now
There
we
you go.
can.
All right, there you go. Oh really? You
Okay.
asshole. How? How?
Oh, yeah, I saw
What?
that.
That's
They're like
interesting.
going for
Fasting.
they're doing Ramadan and you have to like fast and
What 3 players? Do we know?
I think it's their big center.
Sunoco.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That could be interesting. Let me guess. Did you just like pick a bunch of random teams? Were you one of those people? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Why Miami, Danielle?
You just like Florida, of course.
Okay.
Ah. Yeah, I always, of course, my family bracket. My mom she'll somehow win it sometimes, or she'll be close, but she just okay, I'll pick this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
pick
just
this
the
one.
random.
this,
Oh yeah, this
this
one too.
logo is better
Somehow,
than that one.
yeah, and somehow picks the actual upsets, picks like the right teams to go all the way. I'm actually like trying to do research on this stuff, and
Yeah.
still don't know what I'm doing,
Literally
and
nothing.
blow everything up. Like,
Well, since we heard from Danielle, Casey, what about you? How's your bracket? Oh, I think Casey.
uh,
Yeah.
Oh, I caught him at a bad time.
ah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Casey, to put you on the spot like that, bro. I'm so sorry. Horrible.
Oof.
Ah.
Oh, pain. Oh, pain. Oh, that's so pain.
Damn.
That's super pain. Wow. Yeah. A very weird year. Mm-hmm. Kentucky, stuff like that, yeah. Yeah. Honestly,
I
I feel like
I'll
it might
disagree.
actually.
I don't know if
yeah.
it's gonna fully hurt the
I
ratings.
feel like honestly, not having blue bloods might up it because it's like there's kind of like
so
the same
random.
thing. Same
I
thing
feel like
with
people are
college
getting
football.
sick of it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
A
the same thing
little
with
bit.
college football. Like in the playoff, everyone gets sick. Oh, Alabama, Clemson again.
Yeah.
Oh, Georgia, whatever.
I like TCU and seeing them
Look at
was
that
different.
chicken.
True.
Yeah, they suck.
but like I think having teams like FAU, Miami, UConn, like guys like that, San Diego State, they want to see, oh cool, there's some new teams, some kind of underdog guys that they want to see actually try to get to win like a national championship who don't usually get a chance like that because they're always getting beat down by the Kansases, the Kentuckys, and all those guys like that. So I think honestly while it does hurt my bracket and my soul very much, it's good for TV. It's good for entertainment wise. So I think that would be good.
Definitely.
But so many upsets. What was some of y'all's favorite upsets from this
I-
March Madness?
Obviously, the obvious one, FDU versus Purdue. I
Yeah,
live
already
like
brought that up. Yeah,
I live like
that was the
5
one.
minutes away from FDU,
Ah,
and one of my good friends from home goes there, and she told me, she was like, if they win this game, we're not gonna have school tomorrow. And I'm like, we'll see. That's
that would've been
I
interesting.
remember watching I think it was the them playing. Who was the? Because FDU was the number 2
They
seed.
played.
Not Mark.
Who did they play?
Merrimack was supposed to be in it.
Yeah,
but
Merrimack
that
was
stupid
supposed to be in
change.
it.
Yes, because of that
Go
rule.
to D1, you
Yeah,
can't be in
they
the
were.
bracket for like
Yeah,
2 or 3
Merrimack
years.
is in their last year, I believe, of their like transition stage.
Yeah.
This is the same thing for football. Because
Can't
they
be in
were Merrimack was second in our conference this year. So if they would have won our conference, it would have been St. Francis who would have been going to the playoffs. I mean, obviously they already did, but they wouldn't have been able to go, which it's unfortunate. It's a weird rule. I don't really get
I think
it.
it's stupid.
Like I get it at the same time because like you're trying to give them time to build up for the competition, but at the same time like it's kind of, especially if you're playing good, because JMU had to deal with that. I think because they steamrolled through the Sun Belt, and if they weren't in their transition thing, they would have won the Sun Belt like actually. But unfortunately, with the whole stage thing, you have to go up. They didn't win it. So.
I think the reason, because they have the rule, and this is just me guessing here, right, is to try to prevent things like what we're seeing now in the bracket, where we see an FAU. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to say there's some big conspiracy where all these blue blood teams or all the big teams are funneling money into the NCAA to like try to keep themselves in the tournament. But I think the NCAA has something in mind where it's like this rule may help these teams.
Yeah.
You know,
you kind of see that in college football too. Like a lot of people always talk about how the committee's helping Alabama or Georgia or Clemson because they want to have those teams in. Which I mean, I get. Like resumes speak for themselves. Like I mean, it's kind of hard to go against. Like obviously, as including myself as a Bama fan, watching TCU absolutely get their shit kicked in by Georgia. We're thinking, you know, we were I think a 5 seed. Like, yeah, sure, we had 2 losses. Usually 2 loss teams aren't going to get in. Like, we should have won, should have beat LSU, should have beat Tennessee. But at the same time, if you put us head to head with TCU, I think we would have smacked them.
I think it would have been a way closer game. Alabama
Absolutely, Alabama Georgia would have been 1,000%. Even a Georgia Ohio State rematch. And if you just even Michigan, if Michigan beats TCU, if they don't shit the bed like they always do in the playoffs, they would have had a closer game.
I know.
But, you know, it is what it is.
One thing I wanted to mention before, not to go back too far, but it was crazy when I was watching the FDU when they were playing Merrimack. FDU plays in like a high school gym.
Yeah,
I've been in there.
It looks like it's from like
it's
the
like a barn.
1800s.
It's made out of wood.
The ceiling was low. Like it had like
not many stands,
barely any fans, and I'm like, good for you said you had a friend who goes there. Good for these kids. They must be having a time right now.
It helps put a school on the map.
Yeah,
something
definitely.
Like this.
They'll definitely be getting players. But
hopefully,
one thing that pissed me off was since North Carolina and Villanova both didn't make the tournament, North Carolina opted out to not play in the NIT because they're like, we're just gonna
don't want to play.
Like they're
not
like
worth
basically
it.
We're too good for this.
Yeah.
All right. Like that annoyed me so much. I was like,
there's that stuff is kind of bad. Like it does make you look kind of bad. It looks feel like you're too good for things. Kind of stuck up. I mean, if I was a kid, I get it. If I'm not playing in the March Madness and I'm like, it's a long season, like, you know, I'm exhausted.
Injuries.
Yeah. A lot of those kids, obviously how college sports in general are now. They're already, I'm going to go ahead and transfer portal now and stuff like that. So, in some team chances they don't have the personnel to actually play in it because of transfer portals and how much of a whack job the transfer portal is nowadays. So, I don't know. It's kind of its own little thing. But who do y'all think is going to win? I want to see what y'all think is going to win.
I want to say UConn.
UConn?
I'm sticking with my team.
I think whoever wins the UConn-Miami game is going to win the whole thing.
Okay.
I think, honestly, I think UConn will be in the championship game. I think FAU is going to surprise some people. I wouldn't be surprised if FAU keeps running with this Cinderella story. Because they're hot right now. They're beating good teams. They're rolling. I think if they perform well, they beat San Diego State. I think they have a very good shot at winning the whole thing and surprising a lot of people.
I'd love to see FAU UConn.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
It would be a very intriguing game.
I think any of these matchups will be a close game.
Yeah,
we got a good Final Four. Like I'm not disappointed
because you don't like. It's one of those like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna win. There's no definite like, oh, this team's gonna win. You don't know. You don't know who's gonna be because any of these 4 teams could absolutely be in this. But it was also fun to watch we had a team in the March Madness, our women's team.
I was just gonna bring up
Yeah.
we wanted to talk about the women's March Madness.
Yeah.
I was really riding for UConn's women and men to make the Final Four,
A bit of a
but
down year this year for the UConn women's team.
what was that?
Bit of a down year for the UConn
Yeah,
women's
bit of a
team.
down year for sure. Missing what's her name? Our big number one player, but
Yeah.
she was injured the whole year. And then I forget who we lost to, but my mother is in love. She like watches that religiously.
Yes.
And which is really, really, really too bad. Let
Yeah.
me see the
I know
standings right now.
South Carolina right now is the team to beat because they're still, as of right now, I believe undefeated, and they're in the Final Four. So it's them, Iowa, I believe Virginia Tech, and LSU.
Didn't
is the
some
Final
girl in
Four.
Iowa just drop like
Oh yeah,
40
she had
Yeah.
a
triple
she had a
So-
42-point triple double.
I wanted to bring her up because she's dope. She's like the best player in the league. Her
Yeah.
and the one who I'm saying on UConn who's injured. They're like the two top
Yeah.
women's players. How do I spell?
I think either way, I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to beat South Carolina this year. They're too good. They got too many star players, so much firepower, and they got like a 6'7", I think, center. I don't know. There is a girl on the South Carolina team that played at a high school that was one of our arch rivals, and I've seen her play, and she was everything that everyone thought that she was, and she's obviously proving it now. I can't remember her name, but I know she plays a lot. But I think South Carolina's probably a good shout to win. Either them, even Iowa maybe. But
one of those two.
yeah. Did you ever find her? What her name was?
Jesus, I should have prepared with this.
Yeah. But I know she's been compared to Larry Bird a lot. But, well, let's say we can move on from basketball now. Let's see. We just had wrap up a week or two ago. We had the World Baseball Classic. It had the first time since 2017, and it was a very eventful one. What were some of y'all's big surprises from those teams that if y'all watched any of it?
So I didn't really tune in a lot, but I did watch the USA. I was following it kind of casually. I
Japan,
watched the last
USA,
game,
Japan.
which was really
Yeah.
good. I
A very good game.
the ending was fire, like that's scripted in the movie. But
I think the way Otani played in this tournament
Yeah.
kind of certifies him.
Solidified, yeah.
that
Oh,
he
yeah,
is
definitely.
the greatest player, if not
league.
of all time. He's at least obviously.
All time.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of other pitcher slash DH is putting up those kind of numbers? I
Is-
mean, sure, yeah, Babe Ruth was like putting up good numbers, but let's be real, they weren't throwing 97, whatever.
I think skill wise, he's up there. But I feel like want to be one of the greatest of all time. You have to win as well.
You know how
That is true. That is very
yeah.
true.
you know how we saw with basketball, the kind of new style of basketball with Steph Curry, like shooting threes.
Yeah.
Could Otani be like the new style of
think he is,
baseball?
'cause
You know what I
pitchers
mean?
and
I believe there's
Yes.
there's more guys like that, and I've seen not necessarily guys that are like pitching and hitting.
But he's a
but there's-
shortstop and a
Yeah,
pitcher or something.
I've seen guys that are in college that are like switch pitchers. They
Switch
have
pitchers.
they
Yeah,
have
it's
like these
crazy.
webbed gloves that they throw one pitch. Like there's a kid, I think he's at either like Mississippi State, I think. He's throwing like 95 whatever left-handed. It can go right to right-handed and throw just as fast, like 92, 93. It's insane.
It's
I don't know how these kids are able to do stuff like
just
this, but it's
freak athleticism.
it's unreal. But I think Otani is one of those trendsetters, and he's a pioneer. He's going to be changing the game of baseball for a very long time.
Definitely.
I know one of the big surprise teams that I liked watching from that was Venezuela. I know because they were in a rough group because there was them, the DR, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, I believe, and who was the other one? God, I just blanked out. I can't remember who the fourth team was, but they were in a very, very tough group. And one of the surprising teams for me is the Dominican Republic didn't even make it to the quarterfinals. They didn't even make it out of the group stage, and they were one of the top three teams that were favored to win the whole thing. With all that star power, they had great pitchers, great hitters, but I could kind of see it coming because the Dominican Republic they're all, from what I've seen, a lot of their guys were home run hitters. They weren't like base hit guys. They didn't have a lot of guys that could like poke it the other way to get to score a guy. They were all home run or bust. Like honestly, I think Juan Soto is a home run or bust guy. I just think they
Swinging
had
for the
a
fences.
yeah. It's a lot
It's
of
a
those
lot
guys.
of the MLB and baseball now.
Pretty
It's
much
just
that.
It is
go
a
big
lot
or
of
go
them.
home. It's kind of
There's very few guys that still play like that old school baseball, get
Yeah.
on base. One of the guys I hate that I kind of like watching him is Jeff McNeil. He's one of those old
Yeah.
school guys that could me. He was the batting champion last year for
Yep.
the National
I
League.
saw it. His bat is like
It's
he
weird.
has no handle.
It's thick. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
thick thing of lumber.
It's
And
just
it's
like
just because he chokes up on it. He just
Mhm.
whacks it the other way. and
Don't
he's-
tell me he doesn't wear batting gloves.
He does wear
He
batting
does
gloves.
wear batting gloves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only guy I see that doesn't wear batting gloves is Kyle Tucker, and it infuriates me. He's
understand.
good. Like, why are you not wearing batting gloves? This isn't Pee Wee. It looks so
I
strange.
hate that mustache that he was rocking too for a while. I did not like that.
Yeah, it was an interesting. He can't rock a stash like Spencer Strider can. What a stash that man has.
One highlight from the World Baseball Classic.
Hmm.
This was just random. I didn't watch it like really. I didn't follow it
Mhm.
fully. But I saw at one point Korea beat China like 22-2.
Yeah, China.
Like that was
China-
just a crazy game.
Yeah, China is obviously not very good at baseball, as you can see.
The Red Sox have one of the players from China.
They do. China has a few guys. The Red Sox also have a guy from Japan. What was his last name? Like Nakamura, I think is his
Yeah.
last name.
The
They just
pitcher?
signed him.
Oh no.
I know
Okay, I don't
because
know.
what is it?
It
Kodai
was,
Senga's on the
um,
Mets.
Yeah, they just signed that pitcher. Where is this guy? Oh yeah, Yoshida Masataka.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the guy that the Red Sox just signed. He played very well in the baseball. Like he averaged 409. He had 13 RBIs, which led Team Japan, which is
Yeah.
a very good hitting team. One of the best hitting teams that the World Baseball Classic has probably ever seen.
I
But
like
I
the sound
mean,
of that.
So y'all Red Sox maybe not so depressed anymore.
Yeah, I like the
he's
sound of
losing all
that.
these guys. You finally
But
got
Chris
some.
Sale. Oh
Oh
god.
brother, oh yeah, it's headache, man, absolute headache.
I was hoping for more ever since it started,
I don't
but
know what's going on with me. I remember seeing this stuff about him last year when he's in the minors, he's throwing all these bitch fits and stuff. And,
arguing. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with those guys.
There was a video of him like
yeah,
throwing
I
a
saw
temper
that.
tantrum.
there was,
Yeah.
there was, but that was some interesting stuff. I think, and kind of going back to the World Baseball Classic, the Team USA, man, they're so close yet so far.
I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, if they had like actual pitching,
They had good pitching. We win that.
like dude, if you get all the American guy, like tell me like DeGrom, Verlander, Cole, Scherzer, like if you had all like
Kershaw, who was supposed to be in
yeah,
that, he
if you have
backed
all
out.
like all those star-studded like
Yeah.
pitchers, like they would win every game like 10-0.
Like even like some of the guys that are on like my Braves team, Strider,
Yeah,
if he's on a Charlie Morton, like if we had any of those guys pitch for that, we blow the brakes off of everybody. We don't lose to Mexico.
I think that brings up the topic of why they're not
Yeah.
doing it, because of
Yeah.
injury.
That was
'cause
a
of
big
teams
thing.
not wanting them.
That was a
So,
very big
Edwin
thing.
Diaz.
Yeah, because I remember Nolan Arenado speaking about it after one of the games. That he's saying, yeah, if you're the Stars should be playing in the World Baseball Classic. That's a thing that you should be representing your team. This is like, which one would you rather play in? Would you like to play in a tournament against other countries and at a whole different place, play with all these all stars, have all this fun, play live pitching,
Once
real
every-
crowds?
what
Or
is it,
would you
4
want to go
years?
play spring
4
ball
years,
in
yeah.
Florida with like 35 people watching and
Yeah.
not really doing much?
I
Like,
think it may have something to do with their contracts.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's built into their contracts
I
at all.
think I don't think it's the contracts. I think it's just certain teams don't want their guys playing. I think that was an issue for some. I think some of the pitchers that their teams didn't want them playing and get injured. But I mean, like, injuries is a thing. Like you saw guys that got hurt in spring ball just like they did in World Baseball Classic.
I was gonna say who broke his hand.
Yeah,
Altuve.
Jose
Altuve
Altuve.
broke his thumb.
Altuve broke
Yeah,
something.
Edwin Diaz, he like tore a
Patella
ligament in his
tendon.
knee. Yeah.
He's like,
I
out.
mean, yeah. I mean, I could see why people would be mad at that, but at the same time, like Reese Hoskins tore his ACL at spring training. The other guys for the Dodgers
I
tore
think
his
Brandon
ACL.
Nimmo has like a hammy.
Nemo
injury,
hurt
too.
something is like in his knee, I think.
Yeah, something.
That's spring training. Like people get hurt in spring training just as much as in the World Baseball Classic happens every 3 years.
Yeah.
Because it's not happening again until 2026. Like this is something that I think you should take a lot of pride in representing your country and
Do they
showing
get
off.
paid?
Huh?
Not to
I
cut
don't
you off. Do
think-
they get paid?
I don't.
I
don't know.
think. I mean, obviously, I think it's like a tournament. So like, if you win or
Yeah,
something, you
you
get like
get
a cash
something.
prize or something. I think. But I mean, either way, those guys are still getting paid from the contracts.
Yeah.
So The because the World Baseball Classic is managed by the MLB, so like it doesn't affect any contracts as I know of. So
Yeah, I
none of
feel
that
like
should be a problem.
I feel like it's a good way to just like get into that groove of like
Yeah,
actual competition. Like spring ball, you're just trying to like get your at bats in, but
yeah.
like you're not
Shave the
like
rust
You're
off.
not, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
World Baseball Classic, you're playing against like playoff caliber
Mhm.
crowds, playing playoff caliber situations, and I feel like that gets you better ready for
yeah,
the
1000%.
the season a whole lot better than just playing a few regular season or spring games in Florida, like against whatever pitchers that they brought up from the minor leagues. They're seeing if they're gonna make the cut or not.
Mhm.
Like you're playing against like Cy Young pitchers, you're playing against Gold Glovers, you're playing against like all these batting champions. Like especially like if you're a pitcher, you want to work on your stuff against the best hitters. If you're a batter, you want to get better. You want to work on your stuff, get ready for the season against the best pitchers. Like that's how I mean. That's why I think certain guys saying it, playing in that is dumb. It's stupid. I don't want to get hurt. It's pointless. It's not pointless. Like you're literally playing for a championship. You're trying to show off how great we are at baseball.
And another thing I saw is the environment at those
Mhm.
games.
Oh,
The
yeah.
few
it's
games I
insane.
tuned in, it's
Oh
like
yeah, like if you look at the games in
the
Tokyo,
stands are even. I was watching one in Miami. I guess that's in the
Yeah,
U.S. But like people are going crazy.
yeah,
It's not
the
even
Latin
their team.
America countries they sell out. You see
Yeah.
the games, the Chinese Taipei fans, the Tokyo
Yeah.
fans. The
Even-
atmosphere is insane.
Yeah.
Even when Trey Turner hit that crazy
Oh
like
my God, that was
bomb,
amazing.
like that was probably the loudest that Marlins Stadium has ever
Oh
been.
yeah,
in, like,
that's
10
most
years.
that's the most fans the Marlins Stadium has seen
So-
Yeah.
in the matter of 2 weeks than they will in the next
It's
10 years
crazy.
probably.
So I guess it's definitely not the players, or it's not stopping the players. Like,
No.
oh, it's the World Baseball Classic. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna get the excitement from it. It's got to be something else that's stopping
Yeah,
them, like
I don't
money
know.
or
And some of them just don't want to do it just because they're
Injury.
lazy. Like,
Yeah.
Some of them
some
care-
just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
They just
some of
don't
them
care.
just care more about the World Series. I think I know
Yeah.
that was Judge's reason.
Yeah, I
He,
think someone said like, yeah, it's not a World Series.
that's a good
he would
excuse.
rather.
But at the
he would
same
rather
time,
focus on the
someone
World
said
Series.
like winning that was more important than a World Series. I think it was Yadier Molina. I think said that playing in this is more important to him than winning a World Series.
Yeah,
Because
it's different.
Representing your country.
yeah, because a lot of people take pride in representing the country and they want to show how great their country or where they live, how great at baseball they
Especially for those like Venezuelan,
are.
Dominican
The
Republic,
Latin, the Latins, the
Oh,
countries,
like-
yeah.
Definitely.
It could like encourage like people to
Mhm.
like we're
They
in
wanna-
baseball.
U.S. is always like, we like to think we're like the home
best
of
at everything.
baseball
Yeah.
and the home of, but how many outstanding players come from Cuba, come from
Yeah.
all these Dominican Republic or all these islands or
That's-
Hispanic
Yeah.
countries
And
that
it-
they breed
this
baseball.
this kind of tournament shows that there's so many other guys from other countries, even ones that we haven't seen. Like I remember which team. I think it was either the Tigers or someone signed the pitcher from Nicaragua who like struck out the side against the Dominican Republic. He struck out Juan Soto, Devers, and I believe it was Machado. Like it just
That's
1,
a
2,
that's
1,
a
2, 3.
that's
like
a
that.
1, 2, 3 right
Yeah,
there.
1, 2, 3 inning. and
Top
then
guys.
Next thing you
That's
know,
crazy.
the kid got signed to I think it was the Tigers. It could have been someone else. I can't remember who it was, but he got himself an MLB contract, and that's
You
another
love
great,
to see that.
another great thing about this tournament. 'Cause you get
Yeah.
to showcase like, someone that's been playing in international baseball somewhere else, not making a lot of money, and want to provide for them, and this is their chance to really show
Yeah.
what they're capable of and that they can play in the big leagues. playing
Going
against
off
these big
that, there
teams.
was this one Japanese pitcher, Roki Sasaki. He was
Mhm.
21. I think he threw 20 fastballs and they gunned him. He was over 100 like
Wow.
19 times. He was
Wow.
like 101, 102. like-
Yeah,
Is he a
yeah, yeah,
reliever? Is
yeah.
he a starter?
I
What
think
is
he was a
I don't-
starter,
I
but
think
they
he
used
started,
him.
yeah.
They used him as a reliever
He was
because he
filthy.
came in. I think the 8th inning, I believe, or something like that. When he came in and pitched, he was throwing
Yeah.
heaters the whole time. It's unreal. Because another thing about Japanese baseball, a lot of their best guys usually do stay over Japan. Because a lot of people don't realize Japan baseball is like their main thing over there. They take that very seriously. They get paid just as much, if not more, over in Japan.
I think
as-
they're superstars. You know
yeah,
what
they're
I mean?
superstars
They're like,
over there. So like they don't see the point
Yeah.
in going over.
not
Yes.
baseball players aren't superstars here,
Yeah.
but you got
But
the
Japan, they have
NBA,
their
you got the
own-
NFL.
Yeah, it's their own thing.
Yeah.
So obviously, opening day coming up soon.
So excited.
So looking forward to it. We
Yeah.
got, I believe, I can't remember. I think my team, Braves play tomorrow. Of course, we have the noon game. of all the times we could have
Is
played.
it
playing
opening day
Navy.
tomorrow?
I
Yep.
believe so.
Okay,
yeah,
because I know the
Thursday.
Yankee, even though I don't care about Yankees, but I think they're on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think. Well, they don't play all the games on Thursday. They kind of split them up. It's like opening week.
Yanks are tomorrow. They play the Giants. I think at
Oh.
5. So
Okay, so
yeah.
that's
we
the
got
Yankees.
we get to
next
play the
game, Tuesday.
Nationals. So hopefully we can finally break our opening day streak of not winning one since God knows when. So the last time that the Braves have won an opening day game was when Truist Park was named SunTrust Park. We haven't won an opening day since they changed the name, which is really sad. But I mean, it's worked out for us. We won a World Series and we won our division 4 years in a row. So hey, maybe we don't need opening day. So,
Sox are playing the Orioles.
mm.
Oh. Danielle, are you a Red Sox fan? All Boston? That's what I like to hear. Good, good.
Boston
I'm
faithful,
all New
man.
York.
Casey, you're all Boston too, right?
Uh,
That's 3v1.
It's fine.
I don't care.
Alabama.
Hey, I'm taking. You know what? I don't care. World Series champions. Y'all
Just
can
gonna
all
pull the
whatever.
Yankees 27
Oh,
card out right now.
Oh, come
There we
on.
go
I hate
again.
that one.
There
I
we
hate that
go
one. What,
again.
back in 1910?
Yeah.
Back when my
2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in a
Jeez,
drought.
This guy.
there.
Like, who do y'all think division winners? What are we looking at? What are we thinking?
That's another thing this year I haven't been really looking at.
Yeah.
Yo,
Who's
I'll just start with the NL East. I think it's either Mets or Braves.
Yeah.
the Mets are actually
Phillies,
good this
I
year?
wouldn't be surprised if the
Phillies
Phillies
could
finish.
be. If Phillies could get their pitching down, they'll
Yeah.
be a force. Because
They
if
have,
you look at their lineup, the Phillies are stacked.
They also have that guy Andrew Painter. He's new
Yeah.
pitcher, and I think he's young.
I think the Mets are always, as they always do, they're gonna Met, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I love when the Mets fail. It brings me great serotonin. I hate them very much. So I would love everything and anything if we could do another. I would like to not be 10.5 games behind them again. That was
and
that.
then come back.
I hated that. That was very stressful. So it'd be nice if we just be either right there or just like be winning the whole time. That'd be cool. But of course, the Mets losing Edwin Diaz and possibly
huge.
Brandon Nimmo could be very crucial for them not winning. So that could be very, very rough. And you know what? It happens. What can I say? I mean, worse things have happened. I mean, you saw when we won our World Series, Ronald Acuna,
Yeah.
he tore his ACL right before our All-Star break. So lose your best guy, you could still play great team baseball, and that's all you're gonna need. So who we think in World Series? I
Way
feel like
too
Houston,
early.
I feel like Houston's still a lock to at least go to the ALCS.
Yeah.
So nasty. The only thing
Houston's
is
gonna be
They're
a
very
lot.
deep.
they lost Verlander.
Yeah.
Are we considering I know you mentioned that before, but is he still like a top pitcher in the
He's
MLB?
still pretty
I mean,
nasty.
he did win the Cy Young last
Yeah,
year.
he's-
So I mean,
Oh, he
he's
won that.
still-
Okay, then I shouldn't
yeah.
have said anything. Whoopsies.
He is old. He is getting very old. So
I
there's
just-
no telling.
yeah.
I think of Justin Verlander. I think of Kate Upton. That's what I think.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's just like the Astros like lose these guys and then they just
They
bring up
rebuild.
like
They
3
rebuild.
rookies and they become
Yeah. They're
Jeremy
still
Pena,
there.
Okay.
World
yeah.
Series
They're
MVP.
still there. But I think the National League is definitely up for grabs a
Yeah.
lot more than the American League.
I think-
American League is very, very soft. They're not as good teams. National League, I mean, even looking at the NL East in general, you have 3 World Series contenders right there: Phillies, Braves, Mets. Then you'll have the Padres. You got the Dodgers. You got all those guys.
Giants.
The Giants. Like, it's very up for grab for the National League. There's no telling who could be in there for that, and it would be very interesting to see this season. And they changed it now to where this year the new rules, the new pitch clocks.
Yeah, I hate
I do not like the pitch clock. I don't like it.
so annoying.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the changes. I think
I like the base
baseball
paths.
needed changes.
I mean, it did. But I
the-
think it's.
what is it? 9th inning, man on second.
I hate that.
That's
I absolutely
dumb.
hate it.
I,
That
I
is
just
dumb.
don't
Get
want
away.
the game
That
to
is dumb.
end on a walk-off pitch clock violation.
Yeah, you saw that. The Braves lost the spring
Oh.
game. Bases
No.
I didn't
loaded.
know about
Bases
that.
loaded.
They should
2
get rid
outs.
of it if it's
Yeah.
like a 1-run, 2-run game.
It was bases.
There's a violation for
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
so
it's
what?
like a ball or a strike.
If the batter, I don't know, if the pitcher's not ready by a certain time, it's a ball. If the batter's not ready, it's a strike. And Braves spring training game, I think it was literally the first game. It was bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, tie game, 3-2 count. The guy gets in, he's ready. It looked like he's ready. Calls time, strike 3, game over, bases loaded, ends in a tie.
So the batter wasn't ready.
Apparently,
and then how is the batter supposed to know about the
You have to get
time?
them.
You have to be like
Because-
facing the pitcher or something like at a certain
Yeah,
before
you
a
have to,
certain
like,
time.
Because isn't
be
the
set.
clock behind him though?
I think there's one in the.
I think
in the
you can
outfield,
see
too.
on
Yeah,
the
in the
board.
I think
outfield
there
or
is one in the
something.
outfield.
But yeah, that's like imagine the World Series Game 7. That's how
True.
the game ends.
True.
Like that's horrible for
That's
the game.
painful.
I just
but-
think baseball needs some changes to make.
But they
it-
did make some good ones. Like
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that is glad they took out the shift. It's very.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't like
I-
that.
I've
hated
played
the
baseball
shift.
my whole life.
Didn't
Never
like the
once,
shift.
never throughout high school. Never
The
once
other
did we
way.
shift.
I get.
Never once-
I mean, I get the argument.
Colleges
yeah, learn.
don't shift.
Yeah.
No one besides the
Yeah.
MLB shifts. No, foreign teams don't shift.
Yeah.
No one shifts.
Yeah.
as-
It's like.
Don't get
it-
me started about the shifts.
It's always so annoying. Like, okay, my guy just hit an absolute rope to right field. Oh, well, okay,
Shallow
your,
right
short,
to
your
the-
shortstop's
too bad the
playing.
second baseman's
Yeah,
there.
too
The
bad my
shortstop
Too
or
bad
whatever.
your shortstop's playing 30 feet in the outfield.
That itself
right
will
in front.
produce more offense.
Yeah,
if that's
like, especially
what
like
you're
guys on my team, like Matt Olson. He's going. I think he'll have an absolutely great year. Now the shift's gone.
Yeah.
He has an MLB leading 8 home runs in the spring training, so he's been absolutely lacing the ball right now. So I'm hoping he can keep that up. But
I-
bigger bases as well, more stolen
Mhm.
bases.
Mhm.
So I mean, there were good changes that they made.
I think you
but-
could steal third easily now.
oh,
More
yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
I mean, stealing third was basically
There will
impossible.
be
in the
this,
MLB.
the stolen base numbers will definitely be up this year because I mean, bases are a lot bigger and there's always those, especially as good as the catchers are, they're always bang bang. So
Yeah. Who are
I
you
think-
most excited for on your teams?
my boy Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
He is coming back. He is going 40-40, 40 home runs, 40 steals, national MVP. Putting it there now,
I'm just
right now.
so mad we don't have Bogarts. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess just Devers.
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 I'm
That's all I
excited
care about.
Yeah.
about AL Rookie of the Year,
Mm.
Anthony Volpe,
Mm.
officially wearing number 11,
There you
stole it
go.
from Brett Gardner.
Sticks.
What
Okay,
a,
okay.
Brett Garner, what a guy, man. That dude was a character.
So funny.
He was an
I'm so
interesting
excited
guy.
to watch him though.
Yeah. Well, I say let's move on to our last topic to kind of start wrapping things up.
Yep.
NBA postseason
The
is starting to
NBA.
come up.
Oh yeah.
End of the season, man. What are we thinking? I'm not much of a NBA consumer myself,
Mhm.
so I'm
Well,
gonna let y'all talk for that one.
yeah,
for the most
and-
part.
In the West, we got Denver as the 1 seed,
Mhm.
which was kind of expected. I don't think
Yeah.
there was. I mean, with Memphis, there was a little bit at a time, I guess, before the whole Ja
Ja,
thing,
So bad.
and even
That
when
was an
Ja
interesting
was
one.
injured
Oof.
at the beginning of the year, Memphis was doing really well
They
without
were
him.
they were
Like,
weren't they like a 1 seed at one point?
yeah, but it was less. It was less
Yeah.
competition between
Yeah.
Denver. Denver had it for longer, while in the East, Boston had that number 1 seed pretty much the whole season until the
Mhm.
All-Star break.
Yep.
And then we just
What's going on with Jalen Brown?
Yeah.
Doesn't he like 1 out or something?
well, so I saw that post where he made some weird comment like
Yeah,
after the game. He said, "I'm gonna play where the
Yeah.
team wants me."
Yep.
That makes me really concerned. But that could just be like headlines twisting his words. I didn't actually see
Yeah.
quite what he said. But I would assume the Celtics want him. Like
Mm.
we
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
traded him, I don't know how many years ago. I just think his contract's up.
He
I
wants
think-
money.
Yeah.
That's always the problem.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed from just looking at the standings a while back, there's a lot of surprising teams this year. A lot of usually very sucky teams that are up here. For example, the Sacramento Kings, someone who's usually at the bottom of the barrel,
Light the
up
beam.
there. Look at them,
Yeah. every
3
time they
seed
win-
right now.
Light the
Every
beam,
time
baby.
they
Yeah.
win, they lay like a. I
Yeah,
don't even know what it is.
That's what I was saying with like the TikTok
Yeah,
thing. Like,
they're-
it's all over TikTok of them lighting the beam. Like, who cares? Come on.
hey, they whatever the guys are doing, they know how to get attention. I mean, hey, it's working. But Kings 3 seed. If you look over like Eastern Conference, you had the Knicks are actually looking kind of good this
Surprisingly.
year. Yeah.
They have what's his name? They picked up this young kid.
hmm
And
Quentin
he's just,
Grimes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been going off.
I think
He's
who
just-
was it? One of their guards was hurt that 1 week for their game.
Jalen
He,
Brunson was.
yeah, and he went
Mhm.
off for like 30 something points or
Mhm.
something like
It was
that.
his only game. It was the first game he started. They
Yeah.
played the Celtics.
Mhm.
He
And he went off.
Oh yeah.
mollywopped him.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about that game.
Yeah, another surprising team, Cavaliers.
Yeah, they got that kid from the draft, so I was assuming they were gonna be
Yeah,
pretty good.
Donovan Mitchell still
Yeah,
I've always
just
loved his game.
Spider himself
Always loved his game.
playing very
he's a
well.
beast.
The Cavaliers finally post LeBron actually making
Yeah,
something
they
productive.
rebuilt nicely. I
Yeah.
think so.
Never
Baby
thought I'd
steps.
see
Did
the
it the
day.
right way.
No.
Never thought I'd see the day where the Cavaliers would be good again without LeBron James.
Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron James, he's been a little hurt. The
And
team kind of sucks.
Lakers
still.
are in the play-in
Yeah.
right now, at least, and
The
I
West
think
is
it's pretty.
incredibly close. I'm looking at this.
Yes.
The
Very.
11 seed Mavericks have 37 wins, 10
Mhm.
seed Thunder 37, Lakers 37,
And-
Pelicans 38.
That's the thing. The Mavericks have actually been losing a shit ton lately.
I think after they got Kyrie, they've lost
they are off. I hate Kyrie.
Ladies and
Irving.
gentlemen,
Let's not even
the
get started.
Kyrie Irving effect once again.
Yeah.
I
in play.
hate him. I
Just
hate
a
him.
cancer on the team.
Happened with Boston. It happened with the Nets.
Yeah.
It's happening with the Mavericks.
I mean, and we don't even have to get into this,
He's a
but he's
weirdo.
made some like weird just
Crazy.
statements. You know what I mean? Some
Crazy
like
statements.
I have shoes. I don't even wear his shoes anymore.
is
He's
the-
just like
He is the Kanye West of the NBA.
Yeah.
exactly. Like
I literally put these three guys in it, but I put Kyrie, Kanye, and Antonio Brown. They're literally the same guy, just in different things.
Antonio Brown though, like he's maybe got a reason. All those concussions. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, money
what's
with
his-
the concussions.
Vontez perfect. It's all your fault. It's absolutely all your fault. That's why he's all jacked up and he doesn't know how to
That one
speak
hit,
right.
the
The
specific
one hit, yeah.
Yeah.
He's all sorts of jacked up. But another thing I've kind of saw a little bit on with Zion Williamson. Once again, when Indy hurt again.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah.
hurt. He's a big promise,
If he
and I don't
can-
think he's played that many
No.
games in general.
But
He's always
I think
getting
when
hurt.
I saw when he did play, he was playing good. Like in the games he played, he was putting up fairly decent number. Like his only issue,
I mean, if he plays, he's like a top 10 player in the
yeah,
NBA.
it's just
Is he
doesn't
though?
play.
Is he?
It's hard to stop
I
him.
Top
don't even-
15, maybe, but like
He's
still
he's definitely one of the
stud.
better players
Yeah.
in the conference.
I
I mean,
think they make him better when he plays.
I think I remember early in the season when he was playing, they were like a 1 seed or a 2 seed right at the time. Like they were clicking on all cylinders. Now they've kind of trickled down.
Yeah.
They're 500 right now and an 8 seed.
Mm.
So I mean, I don't know, man. They're
I've
kinda-
always liked CJ McCollum. Pelicans got
yeah.
CJ McCollum and
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram's been one of their main
He's
guys
good.
since he got traded there. He's kind of been holding things down for the Pelicans with Zion like never playing, which I think has been pretty good. I mean, he's done what he can. Hopefully, they can figure something out. I guess,
What do
but
you guys think comes out of the West?
mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, if the Grizzlies get back to when Ja was playing, now that he's back, if they get back on that rhythm, because they are on a 7-game win streak right now. So I think if they keep rolling right now, I think either them or the Nuggets probably will make it out of the Western Conference.
My smart pick's going to be Denver.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd love to see the Kings.
That
Just
would be
'cause
great.
the Kings, their front office, people hated their front office for years. This
Mhm.
one guy, he's like a shorter, I forget his ethnicity, but he's from overseas, I think India or somewhere,
Yeah.
and everyone shits on him. You know
Yeah.
how he's awful. Yeah, so I'd love to see him succeed and then
Yeah.
do good. But if I was gonna say like a mystery one,
Mhm.
maybe the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
was just
I
gonna
think
say
I
that.
say either Phoenix and maybe if the Warriors can probably somehow turn it around once they get to the playoffs, could be one of those teams that go deep.
I mean,
think
looking at
Steph's still hurt.
Yeah.
looking
Steph's
at these
still hurt.
matchups, like if the season ended today, the Warriors would be playing, I think the Kings,
Mhm. Yep.
and I like that matchup for them. But my pick would be the Suns. I think Kevin Durant's coming back from injury just in time for the playoff push.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And Chris Paul, gotta love Chris
and
Paul.
Devin
Yeah.
Booker. So
The only question is, will they be able to
Thanks.
put it? Will they be able to
Yeah.
put it together
I
this
don't
time?
know,
Though?
Chris Paul's kind of cursed.
Yeah, tell me
Finals.
about it. The poor guy. He just doesn't know how to get a ring.
Yep.
He about lost another ring when he
Or-
was apparently with
yeah.
Kim Kardashian. Whatever all that was. But yeah.
What about the East?
East? I think either Bucks or Celtics are a pretty good lock
Yeah,
for
I think
making
it's
out
one of
there.
those two.
It's-
I want to say Celtics. I'm a
the
Celtics
East
fan.
is a
I
lot
just-
more of an easier decision to make out of that one.
I
I mean, it'd be great to see some of these Cinderella guys like the Cavs or the Knicks maybe back out of there. So the Nets could somehow come back from where they were at the beginning of the season.
I think
be
they had
great.
to make those trades though
Mm.
with Kyrie and
Yeah.
Durant. It
Yeah.
was just time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't doing them any good, so
No.
they had to do what they had to do.
It was all downhill when they had
hmm
what's his name, Steve Nash as the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the players hated.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys have any opinions on NBA? Mm-hmm. We've been screwing around. Yeah. Third quarters are awful. Yeah. So you're really riding the Warriors, even with Steph injured?
Playoff Warriors.
You think the same thing, Danielle? Oh,
Playoff Warriors is hard to bet against.
That is true. Steve Kerr, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
Great coach.
Especially if Curry's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know what his status is though. I don't know if it's
really
coming
sure.
back for the
Yeah.
playoffs, if it's indefinite.
There's no time. But I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
well, gentlemen, everyone, great day today.
This
Glad
was
to
a
have
great
y'all on.
272 Sports Talk
Absolutely,
at the
man.
Martiri Center here.
Y'all two in the back, Danielle, y'all great. Glad to have y'all on here. Did fantastic, man. And hey, I appreciate
Thank you,
that,
thank
man.
you. We appreciate
I
it.
did my best, man. But
I
hey,
hope everyone enjoyed.
yeah, everyone, thank you for watching and listening to us mumble about a whole bunch of dumb shit that's maybe relevant. So, anyways, goodbye.
272 Sports.
Goodbye.